If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home.
All right, guys. So I'm on the line right now with hands down one of my favorite musical artists of all time. We'll just jump right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Don for Quan, aka Quan. What's going
What's
on, man?
happening with you?
Thank you for coming on,
Ain't
dude.
nothing. No problem, man. Get to it how I do it, good brother.
All right, well, we'll just jump into it, man. Number one, I'm from Virginia. Yeah,
Two up, two down.
exactly. I mean, when you come out, man, I was like, shit, man. Finally, we got somebody else coming from Virginia, because it ain't too many of them.
That part.
But you were born in Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
So,
Bridgeport.
so when you was growing up, like, did you go in between Virginia and Connecticut, or were you mainly in Virginia?
Virginia, Connecticut, South Carolina.
All right. So, so what was your childhood like growing up, man? Primarily in Virginia, or?
Well, my mother was in the military. She joined the military when I was about 9. But up until 9, I went back and forth from Connecticut to South Carolina. Mother gets stationed in Alabama, stayed there for maybe a year or two, came back to Connecticut. Went to Germany for, I think, 2 years, something like that. Came back to Connecticut, went to South Carolina. It was around that time I started getting involved in the streets. Then my mother got stationed in Virginia, and outside of me traveling around as an adult, that's where I've been. Newport News, Virginia, since I was about 13, up until I was grown. Went to prison in Virginia, everything. Then ever since I've been home and dealing with music and stuff like that, I be back and forth, New York, Virginia, Connecticut, just traveling. I live in Georgia now, though, Atlanta.
All right. So what was it like, going all around with your mom on all these army bases and going to Germany and all that?
Oh man, beautiful experience. Broadened my horizons to a lot of things, man. A lot of different cultures, things of that nature. Also gave me a broad taste for music. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that you were exposed to a lot of different genres of music, going all over
Yeah,
the
facts.
place like that.
Yeah, facts. And my mother just made sure that we traveled anyway. But as best she could. Hell yeah, from classical and just meeting so many different children from, military kids from different walks and cultures.
Yeah, it makes
So
you
yeah,
a more worldly person.
it was definitely a blessing.
Now, I mean, do you think I'm assuming that had to make a huge impact on your music?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
Definitely. But what was even more of an impact was the kind of music that was played. My mother listened to hip hop, blues, oldies but goodies, R&B, and that's the type of music that I do. My mother was an NWA fan.
that's what's
Yeah,
up.
Three Short fan. Yeah, so
Now, when you talked about you got locked up and everything. I mean, do you mind talking about like how long you was locked up for? And
no, I mean, I don't mind. It's public record. Which time is the question?
I mean, all the times. I mean, how much is it all together?
Total?
Yeah.
About 8 years,
Wow.
something like that. About 8. Yeah, I did 7 and some change straight.
I do remember a song where you talked about you was facing 23, like Jordan.
Oh, yeah, man. That was all on him featuring Pusha T. I mean, keep out. To be totally honest with you, bro. I was into the streets heavy. Um, you know, I mean, you named it, I was a part of it. And yeah, so and with that comes consequences, you know, penitentiary, you out there busting them guns and robbing people, selling dope and all the above. That's what comes with it. So I caught a lot of cases. I beat a lot of cases, but I also did my share of time. I got locked up. They gave me 23 years, suspended 15 for some weapons and robbery charges. Before that, I stayed locked up for like 6, 7 months on some malicious wounding and murder charges. Just street shit is never ending. If that's what you into, I mean, I done caught cases in all kinds of different cities and states, man. Just running around in the streets. I got in the streets when I was about 12, 13 years old, full fledged. And I mean, I retired out of the streets after I was in my 30s. So you can imagine
That's a long time.
yeah. And I made a whole lot of money too. But a lot of pain came with that, Lost a lot of friends.
Now, when you had that 23 hanging over top of your head, was that the moment like, man, I got to just stop this. I got to do different.
You said when I was in court? You talking about when they gave me the 8 years when they suspended 23? I'm like, I was gonna try, but I was crazy, man. It was just like, if I'm making the music, I'm gonna be a gangster till the day I die. Either I'm down, I'm gonna get rich and retire. Like, I'm being honest, because I was good at it, and hell, my uncles, my fathers was gangsters, shit. That's what it was. And I just had a good penchant for making money, so that's what happened.
So, at what point did that transfer into you getting into music?
Into I'm a chill. When I came home, after doing the 7, immediately I went in the studio, and I would take trips back and forth to New York, and through networking, knowing a few people, my music got into the hands of Nas.
I mean, was that about the time you're like, all right, I'm gonna do this music thing. I'm gonna try to leave this other shit behind?
Yeah. But to keep it a buck with you, like, I had guns and drugs in the stash house when I signed my deal. No bullshit. And I left it alone. But everything around me was still in the shit,
Yeah.
Yeah, and eventually, I mean, trials and tribulations and things like that, and just not understanding. It's a movie, man. It wasn't just running around crazy. It was just strategic, moving and just being so acclimated to. This is all. I come from an area where either you join the military, you work at the shipyard, or you in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's so. I mean, that's just what it was. I really can't name none of my peers that didn't dabble in the streets coming up.
I mean, that's the issue with small towns, man. It's no real opportunity.
Exactly.
I mean,
and a whole lot of guns, though. A whole lot of drugs. So what you think gonna happen?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah. But And I mean, I didn't have to, but that's a whole nother story. I had some influences, but I didn't have to. Like I said, my mother was in the military. She did her best, but you know, when you develop a thirst for fast money and violence, and your biological father and certain people that you look up to are into the same things, and yeah, what you think gonna happen?
It makes sense. I mean, you have somebody that their dad or the people around them's
Yeah, I
a
wanted to be
auto
just like my
mechanic.
daddy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
if their dad's an auto mechanic, they gonna end up working on cars most likely.
yeah,
It
exactly.
trickles down.
My daddy was a pimp and a drug dealer and a shooter, a boxer, a musician, and a barber. That yeah, that part. But you know, I mean, eventually, I think after just like sitting back and looking over my life, like, damn, eventually you gonna be late, and I mean, when I tell you, bro, like, I mean, from everything. I mean, shootouts, shooting, getting shot at, car, riding around my car, all shot up, bullet holes all in my window. Like, I'm talking, I'm real is retarded. I can't. I'm just trying to explain, like, to what extent. Like, there's been times where I said I was gonna chill, you know, and then my son died. You feel me?
Oh wow.
And I lose it, and I have a beef with God. Like, man, I was chilling and trying to do right, and here you go, you take my child. What the hell am I doing good for? And then I call up the plug and call up the homies and get the guns and get back at it. Hurt. I mean, I wasn't a bad guy. I just, how some people decide in school, like, hey, um, I want to be a doctor, right?
Mhm.
I was like, I want to do music, and if I can't do that, then I want to be John Gotti. It was that type of thing.
And
Huh?
as for me to hear you say like you had this issue with God is kind of crazy to me because when you listen to your music, you can tell that you got this faith.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it's all through your music. So to hear you say that is crazy to me.
Because you can imagine what what that's how tormented you could be at that point. Check this out. Can you imagine you're dating a chick, she stops taking her birth control. She tries to trap you with the baby, right? She
Hmm.
tries to use the baby to manipulate situations with you, right? She tried to take the baby in and out your life. So the love of your life, y'all end up having a child. Mind you, she had a miscarriage the first time she was pregnant. Then my other son was born under the circumstances I told you about. Okay, then turn around, me and my sweetheart, love of my life, who I ended up marrying, I ended up getting her pregnant on purpose.
Hmm.
A little boy. She carried him 9 months, 3 days before her due date. I thought we was going to have him. Understand, I'm working. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out in the streets. I'm working. I'm trying my best to do this legit thing. You know. So you talking about going from making 10 to 20,000 a month at that time to I'm to basically making maybe 3,000, 5,000 a month at this time. So you can imagine the shock. So okay, just trying to make things right, trying to be, a normal 9 to 5 person, and yeah, went to the hospital. Thought we was gonna have him. Baby died. I ain't understand it. I ain't understand it.
I
You
can't
know.
imagine it, man. I got kids, and you know, like we had a whole lot of trouble with my youngest one. He ended up being in the hospital for like 2 months after he was born. So I can kind of relate, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't lose him.
Yeah. And then something was wrong with my girl's thyroid or something glands. So she had to stay in the hospital like an extra week. They had to run a bunch of tests. She had to get surgery on her throat. And mind you, the whole time she in there, we're on the whatever they call it, the floor with. In other words, her baby just died, and everybody around us is having their babies.
Yeah, I
You
can't.
feel me?
I can't
Yeah.
imagine how that would
So
be.
I mean, that's it. I mean, yeah. Like I'm just trying to explain to you like different things that are trigger different things. You know, like say somebody that had a drug habit or smoking habit, they might quit, and then let's say if their brother dies or they relapse, that's what they call it. You know, and that's what it was like for me in the fast lane.
It's
I
crazy. It's
relapsed.
crazy how you can find comfort in something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, I found comfort in the money. You know, because it gave me all the material things that I needed to cover my insecurity. You know, and violent shit. I look. I mean, hurt people. You
true.
know, so I wouldn't start nothing, but it fucking with me was a hornet's nest. You know, I'm waiting for it. Like I was a good dude. My mom would tell you that. But when in the jungle, man, you do as the jungle, you do what the jungle say do. Strongest creed is that the I said jungle's creed is that the strongest feeds on any prey it can. And I was branded beast at every feast before I became a man. So that's what it was. But yeah, so mind you, you get to a point where it's just like, what are you gonna do? I didn't want to end up like a lot of my other friends with life sentences and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I had my daughter too, so it was that. And then it was just like, you know how many bullets gonna pass by your face? How many cases? How many life sentences you gonna come from up under? I was tired, so I
So
retired. Huh?
no, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just ended up. I ended up bowing out because you gotta understand. Even though I made a lot of money in music and I had a great run, that money ran out. You know what I'm saying? So I had I resorted to other means. I just been doing things independent. I had to really grow and find ways to do things independent. So I've been selling records, television, and film. You know, um, releasing independent projects as that one of them records that you said with me and Pusha T. Um, you know, doing my little shows and features and just living a great life, man.
Well,
Um,
well, if you don't mind, can we step back to where uh you ended up hooking up with Nas and starting doing music with him?
yeah, through a chick named Suzanne Mate, I met a great engineer who was in touch with DJ Elias and Nas. And me and Elias ended up hooking up, doing some songs. And Nas heard them, loved them. And yeah, me and Nas ended up hooking up. He added his verse to a record that I had, and they put it out, and it blew.
Now, you talking about Just a Moment,
Just a moment.
and I want to make this clear. That's your song, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
if you look around online, it's they don't say it's your song.
yeah.
It's
It's
Nas's
just the
song.
nature of the business. It's just the nature of the business. The company he was with, they put it out. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's okay. I got a check, and I still get checks from the record. You know, it's just business. I mean, there's been records that I picked the beat and did the chorus and gave it to an artist, and it ended up being the artist's name featuring me. It's okay. It's just about understanding what it, what it is that you're doing.
So
Or who wrote what. How many songs is Neo or The Dream wrote, and there's somebody else singing. They don't get, or they just, they get their name in the credits for writing and production credits. But if they did it for Beyonce, when it come out, it's going to be called Beyonce. Whenever it came out, it came out on Nas's album Under Sony. So it was Nas featuring Quan, even though I had wrote, 80% of the song.
now, when he was doing Streets Disciple, how much more work did you do on that album helping him out? Because I'm sure it was more than just that song.
I did, yeah. I did Suicide Bounce Bridge with me, him, and Busta Rhymes. And then I helped him write Message to the Fed, but I didn't feature on that one.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 3 records, but the ones I got credit for was Just the Moment and Suicide Bounce.
And I think literally that was his last good album he put out.
I wish I could produce an album for some. It'd be so crazy.
When all this went down, man, you were all over the place. I mean, you were in the Source, Double XL, BT, MTV. You were all over the TV. I mean, everywhere. And I remember, I can't remember the name of the song, but I remember you being on Cassidy's "I'm a Hustler" album.
Can't Fade Me is the name of the record. Cassidy and Nas.
How did you guys record that together, or?
Yeah, all of us in the studio. Me, Swizz Beat, Nas, Cassidy, DJ Scratch. I don't even think Scratch was in there, but yeah, he was in there smoking Cubans and drinking Grey Goose.
That was a great song. I mean, I remember, dude.
And then Cass went to jail right after that for that murder too.
Yep, I remember that.
And then AI.
All this music, it's so nostalgic to talk to you because this is the music I used to ride around with, like me and my boys listening to this, and it brings back a whole lot of memories for me when I talk about, listening to your music and like Cassidy and because y'all were the big ones at this time.
Oh man, I appreciate it. And I just try to keep the soul in the music, honest in the music, man, and share whatever wisdom and gems I can in the music. And yeah, and do it like that, and I'm gonna do it like that till I can't no more.
Now,
true fans know.
Now I know you had, when you were with Nas, you was working on an album, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it never come out
until my death. Nah.
So, but the first album you did was it called Walking Testimony?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pulling this out of my brain. I can't.
Yeah, I still got Until My Death album for real. I'm just waiting to get, to solidify myself on all major platforms with more music funding, to dominate, and then I'm gonna put all that shit on. I got hundreds of records.
Now, when Walking Testimony come out, you were away from Nas then, right?
Yeah.
And I could be wrong about this, but didn't at some point you have some talks into being with G Unit at one point?
Yeah, me and 50 was pretty cool. I met 50. Let me see. I think I might have met 50 before I actually met Nas, for real.
Wow.
And
were you guys ever in talks?
Or around the same time. Huh?
Were you and 50 ever in talks about You working
Yeah,
with
no,
them?
no, 50 a couple of times. Yeah. But he wasn't going to do nothing that had Nas' name on it. He wasn't fucking with nothing that had Nas' name on
Oh,
it
okay.
because they was beefing.
Okay. I remember something like that. I remember them having some problems.
Yeah, yeah, it was, yeah, this shit was retarded. But, then 50 got in trouble at, uh, the Summer Jam concert and had to go to California for a while. And,
I remember
then
that.
we was in, then when me and Nas started having our fallout, Nas didn't want to take his name off the paperwork, and 50 and Shy Money wanted to take over they were gonna take over the Atlantic situation. So I mean, just business, business and business and more business. But now I'm indie, you know, and I get I sign my own check, collect my own checks, open the mailbox, get more checks, low key, you know. But I'm definitely gearing up to do it bigger and better every time.
Now you were talking about now you're doing some film stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, is it some projects you can talk about that you're working on?
Yeah, I mean, I've done shit for The Wire, HBO, a while back. The Ronnie Coleman, The King movie. I did Generation Nine, 1, 2, and 3. The Hurt Business, and I did all title tracks for these. Like combined, it's a few million. Like Ronnie Coleman right now is probably at the flexing on the record is at like damn near 500,000 views. Um, all it takes 500,000 views. Never gonna stop. I mean, just grinding, man. And
Uh,
I just believe everything.
well, one of the things that I've always loved about your music, man, is that in just listening to you talking about your life, is that when you listen to your music, you sound like you're telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds so
Yeah.
real. And then talking to you, not everybody's like that, but talking to you, you find out that everything you're saying is real.
Facts.
I
Facts.
mean,
All got receipts on all this shit over here.
I mean, like now, I mean, I don't know how you feel about like today's music and everything with people coming out, but you
I
don't get
like a
that
lot of
much.
it. I like a lot of it, and a lot of it I don't. I mean, I listen to the Gates, NBA, Derez, Deshaun, Young, Thug, Future, Migos, Casanova. Man, Travis Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Drake. I listen to. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I keep it moving. You know, that's just it. I turn right around and listen to some Al Green, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, Curtis Mayfield, Bobby Womack, Martha and the Vandal, Smokey Robinson, America, Marvin Gaye, James Brown. Like I turn right around and listen to that.
Now,
Like,
me and my boy was having a conversation the other day, and we were talking about how amazing it is that hip hop is the youngest genre of music, yet it evolves more than any genre of music.
hmm
Do you think that you've evolved with the times with your music, or do you think you tried to keep it to what you originally was doing? You know,
No, I'm not foolish. I'm not foolish. One, I love new sounds and frequencies. You feel me?
yeah.
So I love that. I'm keen to all of that. I understand music theory. I understand sound. You understand what I'm saying? I understand genres. So I'm a real artist. So if I said to myself, okay, I wanted to make a doo-wop song, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could. If I turned around and said I wanted to make a rock and roll song like Nirvana, I could. What's this song? I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Well,
All right,
oh
well-
yeah, I'm versatile. So put it this way: so if I wanted to do a trap record, I could. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to do an R&B record, I could.
Yeah,
I do music.
yeah. I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
and you play instruments, right?
Yeah.
So
Piano is my favorite. I'm more fluent with that than anything. But I can mess with a bass to get whatever bass line I want. I can pick, guitar and electric to get whatever kind of picks and, curls I want. If I want some major chords and things like that, I can play them on the keyboard and it'll sound just like it. I play a little bit of drums.
all right, so
Self-taught.
I won't trying to I ain't trying to keep you, man. I know you busy.
Nah, you cool. Yeah.
But just I mean, do you have any new projects that you're working on, like coming out soon, or?
At this moment, I'm just really focused on hair, music, and real estate. As far as music, I'm not no albums per se. I've just been tucking singles. But yeah, I mean, King Quan album, Jackie Frost series, mixtape series, volume 1, 2, and 3. Shit, what else? In the vote. Yeah, Beautiful Monster it's like 2 projects that I need to put out. I ain't never put out Until My Death and Beautiful Monster. Those 2. But like I said, I got tons of music. It's just setting up the platform, you know what I'm saying, to really make sure that the world gets it all. I don't like putting out music for nothing. Just out there and don't nobody know it's out there. I want to make sure that people get it and hear it,
Yeah, most definitely.
But I got a movie dropping November 14th. Dorian Yates, a Monster of Mass, lead record, soundtrack record for that. Blood and Guts, produced, written, and arranged and performed by yours truly. You can tell people they can find me on Instagram or YouTube at Don for Quan, DonFerQuan. And I appreciate you having me on your podcast, good brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I have one more question before we get out of here, man. Because you've been around, you've done the game and everything. For anybody that's trying to come up or already, in hip hop, or they're getting maybe disgruntled with what's going on with what they're doing, would you have any advice for them?
Yeah, cultivate your craft. Really be passionate about it, and don't be afraid to travel and be heard. And always stay on top of. Look at it as a business. If you want to look at it as a career, you got to look at it as a business. Got to be willing to invest yourself, sacrifice.
All right, man.
With that being said, man, be blessed. I got to bust this move, good brother.
All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on, dude. And
not a problem. Thank you for having me.
Lord, I know I'm nothing.
It's all on God, man. You can't block my blessings,
So many nights I thought I'd die. So many nights I thought I'd die. Man, I can build an ocean from the tears I've cried. I'm a soldier, so I survive. I'm a soldier. But if you wanna know,
can't block my blessings, check it.
It's all on God.
Dodge cases, duck stray shots, hand by Bibles in the ashtrays of Maybachs. Pray for him, cause tonight I'm in rare form. A nigga grounded, but the hate is now airborne. Dearly beloved, I fly above it at Godspeed. The devil lies, who care what the tarot cards read? Too many nights I ended yelling out, Lord please. The hate of many delayed the eyes of the Lord bleed. Woo! Count my blessings as I count money. Took the belt like they did the team count for me. Rematch, had to challenge all this doubt on me. My dog past got me walking with this cloud on me. My God.
So many nights I thought I'd die. Man, I can build an ocean from the tears I've cried. I'm a soldier, so I survive. You know I'm a soldier. But if you wanna know why, it's all on God.
It's all on God, man.
It's all on Him. Heard what I said.
Everybody got trials and
It's all
tribulations,
on God.
but God will give you no more than you can
No
bear.
matter how hard it gets.
I promise. Just gotta have faith, man. My younger years was some hard ones, but life goes on. Bumping my head against them bars, learning right from wrong. I fought a few life sentences, ducked the death penalty, and lost a few friends before I made it out of puberty. Did 7 in the pen, but the judge gave me 23. Like this the closest to Jordan my mic would ever be. But father said with just the faith of a mustard seed, I can move mountains from here out to Italy. Evidence city is seen, clearly seen in me. Bearing the crosses I done carried through these rosaries. Cause in the V we live and die by that jungle's creed. Juggling anything, providing what my family need. So take heed and count your blessings as I count mine. Gotta answer when you call us, just give him some time. And in the moments that you wait, exercise faith. I'm living proof of the truth that God great, homie.
So many nights I thought I'd die. Man, I can build an ocean from the tears I've cried. I'm a soldier, so I survive. You know I'm a soldier. But if you wanna know why, it's all on God. It's all on Him. It's all on Him. Heard what I said. It's all on God. No matter how hard it gets. No matter how hard it gets. It's all on God. I could have been dead by now. I could have been doing life in jail right now. But it's all on God.